Hey everyone, it's James again. Today's tutorial is going to be on how to set up an Inventor project with a little bit of a focus on setting it up to future-proof ourselves for when we want to go to Vault. So the chances are, if you've got Inventor, you'll want to go to Vault sooner or later because it just offers too many goodies for you not to want to. But and so you want to set yourself up so that that's not going to be a problem in the future. So you've probably all got your Inventor installed and everything, but you will need to set up a project if you haven't done so already. You can see in my case I've just got the one project here. This is very much the theme as to the way we use Inventor now. There really is no excuse for using more than one project, unless of course you've got a library or something, but we can talk about that a little bit later on as well. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go and make a folder somewhere on a network that I want to use. So let me just minimize my Inventor for a moment and just open up my computer and C drive. Now in my case I'm just going to navigate to the desktop, but you can imagine this might be somewhere on the network or whatever it's going to be. As I said, I'm going to make my folder on the desktop, but you can pretend like this might be on a network somewhere. I'm going to make a new folder and I'm going to call it Inventor Stuff, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. This is not project specific, this is just for all things Inventor. Now some people want to keep all their emails and everything together. You'll just need to put this at the top level of everything. So go into there and make a new folder called Designs, a new folder called Content Center, files. Apologize for you that think I'm spelling center incorrectly, I agree, but anyway, so that's all we need. So this guy here is pretty important. We'll talk about him in a moment, and this guy here is where all your work is going to go. Now theoretically you probably should have another couple of folders somewhere on your network for standard content, things like templates and design data. So I'm not going to worry about them today. Actually, you know what, I may as well make them. Let's just put them in the same location. You could do this if you wanted to. So let's call them templates and design data. Alright, now once you've created those, actually these two here are going to be the main ones we focus on, but I also want to probably map to these ones as well. So let's minimize that. We've now got our Inventor stuff. This is, remember, on a network drive somewhere. Jump into Inventor and go into Projects, and let's set up a new project from scratch. Now if you're not running Vault, you'll need to go with a single user project. Irrelevant of how many users you've actually got, single user project is the one you go with. So you've got the Vault project if you're using Vault, otherwise you use the single user. You give it a name. So as you can see, I've called mine Vault, but and make sure you save that into that Inventor Stuff folder. So you want to save it to the Inventor Stuff folder, and not under Designs or any of the other subfolders, straight under the top level there, so that it controls everything underneath, and finish. So now you've got your Designs folder. The only thing you need to do now is continue down the screen to a few of these options down here. The first one you want to go and map is the workspace. So just by clicking on it twice or clicking this little edit button will take you to the edit option where you can type in your network location. Now in my case that network location is on my desktop, as I said. Now what I'm actually doing here is I'm just going and basically saying, well, the workspace is actually where you're going to save all your custom content that you create inside Inventor. You can have as many folders deep underneath this as you like, but basically this is where everything gets saved. So the workspace is basically everything, with the exception of content center data, which we'll talk about in a moment. So select on Designs. You know it's correct when it's just \designs. Now the reason why it's just \designs is because it's saying, okay, well, wherever the project is, one folder under that called Designs is your workspace. And the way I'm setting this up is you can pick this up off the network, copy it anywhere you like, and it'll open up and resolve all your Inventor parts without a problem. Scrolling a little bit further down, you've got folder options, and here's the one that everyone misses, and I've had to clean up so many of these, it's not funny, so please be very, very careful. This one here has to be mapped somewhere communal. Now, the way the Content Center works is it's more like a database than just a block library if you're familiar with AutoCAD. What you're actually doing when you're inserting a piece of content, so like a bolt for example, let's say you insert an M6 bolt. Now what Inventor's going to do is it's going to go out to a database and say, okay, well, what does an M6 bolt look like? The database will send back a whole heap of ones and zeros, which Inventor then interprets to build that bolt. So the database is just data on how to build the bolt. Inventor then goes and builds the bolt. So basically what that means is that bolt that gets built by Inventor has to be saved somewhere. And that's what that folder that you're looking at on the screen there is. That is the output from the database. So if you're leaving that as the default location, and you can see currently that is pointing to my local machine. If you're pointing that locally on everyone's individual machines, if I go and insert a piece of data or content, an M6 bolt for example, and it will go and create that bolt and save that bolt onto my local machine, which means when you go and open up the assembly that bolt's been inserted into, you won't be able to resolve those bolts because they are residing on my machine and not on yours. You could fix the problem by copy pasting the bolt into your location, the same as on my location. However, it's just going to be a very cumbersome thing to do, is to keep this Content Center folder identical on all machines. It's very, very important that you redirect this guy to being in a communal location. In fact, I have no idea why it wants to default to my documents. It shouldn't even allow you to go any further without doing this, because literally you'll save yourself hours of headaches if you just do this one mapping. And again, I know it's correct when it's just / Content Center files. Now this is the templates. This is where you're going to get templates from, so you want to go through and make sure you're mapping that to the templates folder. And again, this is just an example. There's templates folder there. This folder has no templates in it, so when I go to click new, it's going to have nothing in there. However, what you probably should do is copy or navigate to this location here, copy the templates out of this location and paste them into this communal location on the network somewhere. Again, / templates is nice. This one actually doesn't need to say that. This could be sitting anywhere. Actually, so could the other one, but beg your pardon. Templates, and lastly, let's choose to map the last one, which is design data. That's actually a pretty cool feature. There was no design data in that folder, so it created some. That actually is pretty cool. Anyway, but it doesn't do that with the templates. You get the idea. So look, the reason why I've done this tutorial is just to make sure that you understand that this guy here is so critical, and so is this guy. The rest of it is not as critical, because no matter what you do with the templates and these ones, you're still going to be able to open and resolve your files if you've got these two guys mapped. So hit save on that, go OK, and now all you have to do is, if you're another user, so let's say I'm a different user now and I'm coming along and I want to start using Inventor as well. We already have the project structure set up here. We've got templates sitting in templates, we've got design data sitting in design data, we've got Content Center files mapped to be created inside this folder, and all other content is going to be created in here. Old versions, waste of time, get rid of them. So there you go, there's design data. So I'm now jumped onto a different computer. All I do is I go to projects, I go browse, I navigate to the network location through the network. with backslashes, however you want to do it. Again, remember we're pretending my desktop is the network. We double click on Inventor Stuff and go Designs, click OK. And now we're all collaborating on the one project, and we can just pick that project up and paste it into Vault when we decide to go to Vault. So keep it all together, keep it like that. If you've got a new project or something like that, there is never a need to go and, well, there might be a need, but I haven't come across many needs to create another project. Just go in when you make a new part, no templates, and make a new folder underneath Designs here somewhere. You can have as many folders as deep as you like, assuming Microsoft is capable of doing the number of characters. But you get the idea. Hope that was helpful. Yeah, thanks very much for watching.